It was just a year back when schools and colleges were functioning normally. Early morning kids used to get ready to go to school while parents were preparing to start their work life. The onslaught of the pandemic changed all that in a jiffy. Schools closed, work from home became the new norm. The logistics, transportation, supply chain got severely hampered. Traveling stopped. Putting masks became compulsory. Remote classes on Zoom, loss of jobs, death in the family due to COVID became the new harsh reality. A huge wave of uncertainty about the future engulfed every soul in the planet. Despite the highly depressing scenario, many overcame the setbacks with adaptability and resilience. These people changed their frame of reference that resulted in a positive mindset. A frame provides a context for our thoughts and actions. Changing the frame or tweaking the frame can have a major influence on how we interpret and react to that experience. When we reframe a negative circumstance, we can experience the event from a completely different perspective and become more resourceful. Let me elaborate this by giving a personal example. During a routine checkup with our doctor, we discovered that my wife has slightly increased level of sugar. The doctor, apart from recommending some medicines, also advised enough exercise like brisk walk for 3 to 4 kilometers every day, etc. etc. My wife agreed and complained to the doctor that because of the household chores, she never gets any free time for any kind of exercise. We have grandkids at home. My wife usually gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Though we have the house staff to take care of everything, she gets into actively contributing and seems to be busy all the time. Yet, her never-ending complaint was that she never gets free time for any exercise. And then I bought her a wireless smart fitness band, Fitbit. The band started giving her the information about how many steps she takes from morning till night, and how much is her heart rate and blood pressure, and how much is her SpO2 level. She was astonished to find that on an average every day her walking inside the house was averaging 5 to 6 kilometers. The sudden realization that she is doing ample exercise brought in a positive change in her mindset that also incidentally brought her sugar in control. What was the difference before and after? It was the change in her perspective or the frame of reference brought out by the fitness band. It also proved that positive information has some kind of beneficial effect on our body, some kind of psychosomatic effect. What is psychosomatic effect? When the reasons or causes are psychological in nature and the manifestations are physiological, it is psychosomatic. Our mindset or the frame of reference with which we view things has positive or negative effect on our body. As someone has rightly said, it is more important to know what kind of person has got the disease than what kind of disease the person has. Researchers in Stanford University have found our mindset have profound influence on certain type of cancerous tumors. In patients with positive mindsets, spread of cancerous cells was decidedly slower. When patients are aware of the benefits of the treatment, they felt better and it had beneficial effect on them, as opposed to those who were unaware about the effect of medicines they were given. It does look like the feedback or information about the positive impact has some kind of magical placebo effect. It does look like our mind receptors have magical subconscious healing processes that happen upon getting the feedback. Apparently, this feedback triggers a chain reaction in our non cognitive faculties, resulting in greater improvement. Some experts have called this process as occurring in our mind space or mindset, if you will. I prefer to use the term frame of reference. This referencing provides the context to whatever we experience and gives a meaning and motivates us to adopt suitable behavior. Now, in the context of the smallholder farmers, this has significant implication. But before I come to the importance of tweaking their frame of reference, let me touch upon an issue that bothers me. Thanks to the advancement in technology, now we have many tools based on artificial intelligence that provides instant information about the soil condition, weather updates, crop nutrition, chemically coated seeds, etc. etc. Added to this, there is often an onslaught of all kinds of technical literature thrust upon him incessantly. But it does look like the mindset aspect of the farmer does not receive or has not received any attention that it deserves. If the farmer must adopt newer ways of operation, then we need to change his frame of reference and his mindset. Only then he or she will have what we call as a paradigm shift. Precise targeting psychological interventions aimed at instilling adaptive mindsets have the potential to bring about desirable and positive behavior modification. Researchers have observed that there are essentially two types of mindsets that influence our cognitive as well as the non-cognitive personality. They have named it as static mindset and a growth mindset. Those having static mindset are essentially believers in status quo. A farmer with this kind of mindset is essentially unwilling to adopt any newer ways of farming. He passionately believes that what he has been doing and that which he has learned from his parents, forefathers, is the only right way. He has static drive and passion and therefore will avoid accepting changes and learn to experiment. On the face of adversity, he resorts to rationalization and blame game. Does not accept challenging targets, is often a great believer in luck and fate. This kind of personality makeup makes him highly opinionated and very suspicious of others and their motivations. He avoids getting into any kind of feedback, gets threatened by other success, and all these factors result in his reaching plateau much early in life and his growth gets stunted. On the other hand, farmers with a growth mindset have the temperament of an entrepreneur. That means willing to take risk, looking at events and things positively, a constant desire to seek more knowledge and develop resilience and grit with networking ability. Also willing to express opinion clearly and unambiguously and also to listen to counter viewpoints. These type of farmers are role models for all to emulate. Now the $1,000,000 question as to is it possible to change the mindset? And the answer is absolute yes. The first step of the change begins with self-awareness. How do you bring about this awareness? It can be done via providing what I call as a non-threatening feedback. In my work with African smallholder farmers, I have observed that whenever I provide the non-threatening feedback in a group setting, the effect is electric. There is instant admission of inadequacy and an express commitment to change. Of course, I make sure that the feedback is provided in a very light way so as not to disturb their self-image. In addition, I intersperse my observations with subtle nudges that help them to reflect upon their shortcomings. In the next stage, I work with their business plan. In preparing the plan, I stimulate them to ask 3 questions. Where am I now? Where I want to go? And finally, what prevents me from reaching there? The business plan is reduced to 1 page and has simple, measurable matrices. It is important to ensure that the targets are not easy to reach or achieve, but has a stretch. And lastly, I involve their family members in this process. This subtle pressure that is brought upon the farmer from the near and dear ones is an immensely powerful motivator for them to change. To conclude, let me emphasize that we need a kind of entrepreneurial revolution in the mind space of smallholder farmers. From a status quo mindset, they need to metamorphose into innovative and transformational leaders. While agricultural experts have been able to provide valuable data and information about seeds, pesticides, soil condition, crop nutrition, weather conditions, we need behavior economists to help create fertile and receptive mindset. We need more entrepreneurs than workers, more passion and achievement-driven farmers, more leaders than followers, more farmers who accept challenges. That is the recipe for ensuring food security. Thank you.